Hello everybody, welcome to this wonderful reading. I'm Zoe Alex, welcome. Basically, in this wonderful reading I'm going to tell you all is basically this is how it's going to be in this wonderful feeling. Now, do ever you get the feeling that there was something that was happening in this perspective and how everything is going to be in that right place at the right time and the right negotiation? This is the way it's going to be from now on, where things will go into a different perspective. Whether if you are in a long-term relationship or a short-term relationship, it doesn't really matter. But you know how it is, right? So when things go your way, in your direction, things will go in at the right place, right? So whether if you are in a long-term relationship, whether if you have a lot of things that are on your mind, there are things that you must learn first. And in order to do that, you need to believe that you can behave in a different direction and how things are going to be in that moment, so that's how it's going to be. Now, the further ado, without any question, because this is the way it's going to be in that standpoint, that this is the way it goes, right? And this is the way it happens. But the way of how this is going to be in that very, how it is, this is the way it goes in that perspective. Things will go in the right place at the right time in the exact moment, right? And when things are going to be in that way, you have to understand that, right? Whether if you are in a long-term relationship or a short-term relationship, it doesn't really matter. But you need to pay attention on whether you have your strengths, your weaknesses, whatever it is, right? If you're acting to be like, a mini celebrity sometimes, or whether if you're acting like, a different way of how it is, you have to put a situation. Then you have to do that, right? Because there's a good saying, is find a problem to solve a solution. That's all you can do. But in that aspect, in that own setting, things will go in the right exact moment, right? That's the way it kind of is. So you have to understand about how it is in one way or another, and things will go in that exact moment. But the thing is about it, that's the way it seems to be, and that's how it is, because it's time consuming. That's the way it goes. But then, further ado, with any hesitation, this is the way it goes in that perspective. That's the way it goes, right? So this is how it is. And I'm going to read you an oracle card. And it says empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. That's the way it goes, where when you have empathy, you're seeing two sides of a story here. One makes sense, one doesn't make sense, right? That's how it is. But things have to be in the right place, in the exact moment, and that's how it is, right? Whether if you are in a long relationship, but let's say you're having a good time and all of a sudden it's like, well, if you don't do this, I'll cut you off, I'll, cut any communication with you, and, so be it. Well, that's very basically a suspicious behavior, right? That's how it goes. And when you have empathy, you're seeing two sides of a story here, okay? That's the way it goes. Now, when you look at the 5 W's that represents who, what, where, when, why in that situation, you have to understand that. Because when you have this card means empathy, it means that, right? That's the way it goes, right? You have to believe on what it seems to be, right? So when things go in that direction, that's the way it goes. That's the way it seems to be in that format, because you have to do exactly what you're told to do and be responsible, right? That's the way it seems to be. So let me look at this one card as in the tarot situation, and then I'll do the middle and the left and the middle at the same time, even the right as well. But that's the way it seems to be. So this is the way it seems to be, and this is the way it kind of goes. So here we go. So basically, in this format, about how this is going to be saying, is that this is the card that represents the Hermit. Reverse means that you already have a soulmate. Okay, now that's very, very suspicious, right? Well, kind of suspicious, but it's not really, right? So that's how it seems to be. But in that format, in this the way of how this is going to continue, you have to look at it from this perspective way. Whether if you're going to look at it from the left, how it is, between where it seems to be that, right? So I'm going to look at what's going on the left side and what's happening on the right side, and I'll see what's going on in the middle. So 2 of Cups reversed, okay, the Devil is upright, followed with the 2 of Wands is upright, followed with the 10 of Cups reversed, followed by the 5 of Pentacles is upright. So on the left side, as in the 2 of Cups reversed, there's no relationships, there's no friendships, nothing. But then the Devil is upright because you're feeling obsession, you're feeling like, having violence, you have all these things are going up. The 2 of Wands is upright, you're planning on something to do next, that's the way it goes. The 5 of Pentacles does represent money in that situation because you want that. You want things to go your way in your direction, and that's the way it goes, right? So remember, when you look at the card, that means empathy, and it shows about having empathy, about having two sides of the story here. One makes sense, one doesn't make sense. That's the way it goes, where you need to do that, right? This is not an inferno situation. It's not the way it goes. But you have to pay attention to the way of how things are in that ability, in that aspect of how it is. Now, what's happening between the right side? 3 of Cups is upright, followed with the Fool reversed, followed with the Page of Wands is upright, followed with the King of Cups reversed, followed with the 7 of Swords reversed, 4 of Wands reversed, Knight of Swords reversed, and the 9 of Pentacles is upright. So it does represent that you're feeling comfortable. That's the way it goes. The 3 of Cups represents celebration. That's the way it goes. So you can be celebrating. That's the way it goes. What's between the Fool card and the Page of Wands? The Empress is upright. So you're feeling acknowledgement. Alright, so that's the way it goes. Where you're feeling like nurturing, you're feeling on how it is, you're feeling like being the queen bee, whatever it is. That's the way it goes. What's in the middle of this situation? The King of Swords is upright. So you are basically telling me that you're basically having knowledge. Okay, but when you have the King of Cups reversed, you have no support. Alright, well that's where it is. But this is the way of how it goes in that format, right? Things will go in a different place, in a different way, a different stigma, the way of how it goes. And you think that, well, this is just the way of how undebatable it seems to be, right? It's not going to work. It's not going to be worth it, right? It's worthless, right? That's what it seems to be. But in this category, in the way of how this is going to represent, you have to pay attention to it. Because remember, you have to look at it, the 5 W's is who, what, where, when, why in that situation. Okay? So when things are going in that sporadic situation, and you think that, well, woe is me, I can't do it, I can't forfeit, I can't do it, I can't fail, I can't do anything, because you're trying to impose this situation. You're trying to figure out, why are you going to fear this? Why are you going to have this, way of how it is? Why you're acting like you're being, having obsession, or you're feeling violence, or you're feeling like things are not going your way, because you're acting like that. If you're acting about become like, being sassy, being ignorant, being who you are, or being rude, or being mean, or whatever it is, because things are not going your way, well, then you need to figure out the balance of how it is. Balance of life. Balance about how you're going to make it until you break it in that situation, right? That's why that this is just a reading. This is the way it goes, right? This is the way it happens. So you could be dealing with another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. You could deal with another Capricorn as an earth sign. You could be dealing with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius as air signs. Or you could deal with another Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus as earth signs. Okay, that's the way it goes. But hear me out. We're going to continue with this reading. So let me see what's happening. So let me try to figure out what's happening on the left side. So the Knight of Swords reversed. 6 Pentacles is upright. 3 Pentacles is upright. Followed by the 4 Pentacles is upright. Yeah, see, You want to have money. You want to do what you can. Six of Pentacles is upright. You're acting to be all kindness. That's the way it goes. And you have that feeling. You have that, okay, well, I know what to do. I got this. I can intervene. I can do whatever I want. That's the way it goes. But you have to believe that things will go in the right place. Now, what's happening on the right side? The Seven of Wands reversed. Queen of Cups reversed. The Fool reversed, followed by the Five of Wands is upright. Yeah, you're having chaos because things are not going as planned. Things are not going your way, and things are not happening as they want them to be, right? As that you want to be. That's the way it goes, right? And that's how it seems to be. What's in the middle? The Justice reversed because you're not taking action. No, you're not. That's the way it goes. So I'm going to clarify this Justice, please. The Judgment reversed, so you're not taking action. The Empress is upright because you want nourishment. Yeah, because you want things to happen in the right place. At the right nick of time. That's the way it goes, right? It's the way of how you can conquer your feelings, conquer your wants, your needs, your abilities, from how everything will be in the exact moment, right? Because things will happen as they go along, and you think, okay, well, this is the way it goes. So I'm going to go from the middle to the left, middle to the right. Three of Swords is upright, so you're feeling heartbreak, like you're feeling like you're heartbroken. The Chariot is upright, you're having progress. Seven of Pentacles reversed because you're having career. Six of Swords is upright, you have movement. Five of Swords reversed, you're not having revenge. The Death card is upright because you want to have endings. The Five of Cups reversed, there's no grief. Two of Swords is upright because you don't know which direction you're going to take, left or right. That's the way it goes. So basically, I'm going to clarify that. So what's happening between the Two of Swords? The King of Pentacles reversed. Seven of Wands reversed. Nine of Cups reversed. Nine of Wands reversed. So you're not acting to be in maturity. Nine Wands reversed because there's no fear. The Moon is upright, so meditations, alright? The Magician is upright because you want skill. Four of Pentacles is upright because you're asking that you want money in that situation. Okay. Two of Pentacles reversed, so you're not balancing two things at once. Six of Cups reversed, you're not thinking about the past. Lovers reversed, you're not making any decisions. Ace of Pentacles is upright because you want prosperity. Yeah, you want money. You want things to be going your way as planned. That's why it goes. You're having progress because that's the way it goes. Three of Swords is upright because you're having heartbreak because things are not going as planned or it's not going your way. That's the way it goes. What's happening on the right side? Wheel of Fortune is upright, so you're having good luck. Queen of Cups reversed, there's no empathy. The Tower reversed, there's no transformation. Page of Cups is upright, you want loyalty. The Star reversed, there's no inspiration. The Knight of Pentacles is upright because you want trust. Yeah, that's the way it goes. You want things to be happening in that direction. You're acting like you want to be loyalty. You want things to be going your way. You want to be having, things are going as planned. That's the way it goes, right? So when things are going exactly how it was, you're thinking, okay, well, this is the way I need to do this. This is the way I need to intervene or do something. You have to do that. Because in that way, in that aspect, things will go as planned. That's the way it needs to be. So I'm going to clarify. I'm going to clarify on the left side, the middle, and the right. So the Sun reversed, the Devil reversed, and the Hermit reversed. So because you already have a soulmate. Now, here we go. The Sun reversed means that you have negativity. Now, let me clarify on that, on the left side. The Empress is upright, so you want nourishment, and the Hierophant is upright because you want guidance. That's the way it goes, right? That's the way it seems to be, because things will go as planned, and that's the way it's supposed to be. What's happening with this Devil card? The Moon reversed, so there's no misrotations. The Temperance reversed because you're not even having even healing. The Strength reversed means that you have no strength. Because you're feeling like you're going to have weakness. Yeah, you're feeling weak, right? You're being like a weakling. You know, that's the way it goes, right? That's the way it seems to be. Let me clarify that card. The Chariot is upright, yeah, you want progress. The High Priestess is upright because you're using your inner voice. You know, that's the way it kind of concludes. You know, that's the way it kind of is in that formula, in that state, in that critical thinking about what's going on in that theory. What's happening with this Hermit card? Judgment reversed, followed by the Lovers is upright, okay. The World reversed is incompletion. The Magician reversed, so you're not having a skill. The Emperor is upright because you're having structure. Yeah, you already have structure because you want to make decisions, you want things to be happening in all that way of how everything is, in that dialogue, and you think, okay, well, everything is. What's also between this Emperor? The Justice reversed, followed by the Fool is upright. The Death card reversed. The Tower reversed. Wow. And the Hangman is upright. Yeah, because you have restrictions. Yeah, because you are being restricted. You know, and when you are being restricted, things are not going as planned. Things are not going your way. You know, you have to believe that everything will be fine, and then it's like, no, it's not, because you want change. You want things to be, you know, how it is in that way. So I'm going to go from the middle to the left, middle to the right. The Hermit is upright because you want solitude, because you're looking for a soulmate. The Strength card because you want strength. The World reversed because there was incompletion. High Priestess is upright because you want to use your inner voice, whatever you want to do. The Devil reversed because you're not feeling obsession. The Emperor reversed because you're not having any structure. Exactly. The Star reversed, there's no inspirations. The Temperance is upright because you're having healing. That's the way it goes. Yeah, that's the way it seems to be. What's happening on the right side? The Chariot is upright because you want progress. The Judgment reversed because you're not taking action. The Tower reversed, there's no transformation. The Death card is upright because you want endings. The Emperor is reversed, you're not nourishment. But the Hangman is upright because you want restrictions. Yeah, because you're being restricted, right? You can't do it all by yourself, right? Because you don't want to get recognized. You don't want to have the paparazzi following you or whatever it is, right? So you have to believe on how you can do it, right? Because this is like a give and take situation. It's the way of how I can say is where, I'm giving you the information, you're paying attention to it. That's the way it goes. Where you need to have your own, self-expression of knowing about how you can do it, how you can proceed with caution, how you can, how you can do whatever you want to do that, right? When you have restrictions, when you have that ability from that, you're saying to yourself is like, I don't want to leave the house. I want to stay where I am, and that's why you're feeling restricted, because you can't do everything by yourself, and when things are not going as planned, when things are not going your way, or when you're acting all sassy, or when you're acting like, everything is not going my way. Okay, I'm going to cut off. I'm going to cut everything off and everything else. That means that basically you're acting to be mean or rude or whatever, and uncomfortable. And it's the way of how you can see it. You want things to happen your way rather than someone else's way or whatever it is. You're trying to pay attention that if you are in a long-term relationship or a short-term relationship, it doesn't really matter. You have to do exactly what you're told to do, You have to be responsible about how you're feeling, how you're acting, how you have all these things, That's why you need to do it. That's why you need to get involved and do what you can. You have to face your own abilities from the right and wrong perspective, Because in theory, you have to pay attention, right? If you get something, then you need to acknowledge about doing something as a favor, That's the way it goes. You have to proceed with caution. You have to do what you can, If you are having a good conjunction of doing two things at once. And, it means that, do basically multitasking, doing two things at once, and you're multitasking. You have to do one thing and you're doing the other thing as well, right? That's how it is. But when you are being mean or rude or disrespectful and things are not going your way, why would you do that? Why would you think that, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do that anymore? Or, if you can't do something, then I'm going to, cut everything off, whatever it is, right? Like cut communication off or disconnect or whatever it is. It means that you're trying to not be a bully, or you're not trying to do that, or not trying to harass or whatever it is. You're trying to think about what you're going to be doing, Like, for example, if you're going to look at from, let's say you're inside a box. It's scary, right? Because it's dark. Now, when you open the box, it's light out, That's the way it goes, right? So you have to pay attention whether things are going to go your way or whatever it is. But you have to believe on that, That's why that this could be a restriction of how it is, right? You have to believe about that. Because like I say, seeing is believing. Believing is seeing, That's how it is. Because, and there's a good saying is that you can't fix stupid. That's just a funny joke there. But you know what I mean, right? So you have to pay attention. Whether if you have progress, whether you have, healing, whatever you're looking, whatever you do, that's the way it goes. But when you are cut off a conversation without saying goodbye, or whether you're cutting off a conversation, you're cutting off things because things are not going your way or planned, or you're waiting for 2 months that went by, whatever it is, and you're saying, oh, my partner can't give me anything, whatever, I'm going to be mean and rude to him, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, and then cut everything off. It means they're going to be being mean or rude, you have to show some respect and empathy and boundaries and responsibilities and your priorities, and things will go as planned, and you have a time frame. You have to believe that things will go as they do, because that's how it is. You have to represent yourself. You have to believe on how you're going to believe and behave and do that. But when things are not going as planned and you think, oh, I can't do this anymore, I quit, and that means that you're going to quit the long-term relationship or short-term relationship. It doesn't really matter. But you have to be responsible of how you're feeling, how you're acting, how you can represent yourself to do that, When you become mean or rude or disrespectful or cutting things off, whatever it is, things are not going as planned. Like, it's not. Because it's basically irresponsible, and you need to face that. You have to face your own abilities from how you can, mimic your own feelings, your own body language. That's the way it goes. You have to communicate. You have to do what you can to do that. You have to pay attention on your strengths, your weaknesses, your abilities. That's the way it goes, right? That's why things will go as planned, because that's how it is. Because the oracle card that says empathy on it, two sides of the story here. One makes sense, one does make sense. That's the way it goes. Oh, and if you're wondering, I'm drinking some hot chocolate in this teacup. Very good. So we're almost done with this reading. But you have to pay attention on how I'm trying to express it, right? So you could be deal with another Leo as a fire sign. You can deal with another Scorpio as a water sign as well. But that's how it seems to be, right? So let's continue, shall we? So this is the way it goes, where you look at it and you think, okay, well, this is the way it seems to be. Now, let's say that things are not going as planned. Okay, well, everything is not going your way, okay? Now, that's one thing as an empathy. The second thing is, are things going as planned? Are things going your way, your direction? That's another step, right? That's like a step 2, right? That's the way it goes. Now, let me clarify. Okay, so I'm going to clarify. I'm going to use the oracle cards. I'm going to use everything that I need. I have dice because I'll add everything up for your numerology and your houses and stuff like that. And I'll put it in the description box below as well. So, let me look at on the left side here. One card, please. Eight of Swords is upright. So it does represent anxiety because you're feeling sad, you're whimpering, things are not going as planned. What's happening in the middle? Wheel of Fortune reverse because you're having bad luck. Okay? What's happening on the right side? Queen of Wands is reversed, which means there's no charisma. Now, let's say what's happening on the left side. Right, so let's see. Let me clarify. What's happening for the Eight of Swords? And I'll do a 2-card reading for this. Ten of Wands is upright, so there's burdens. 2 of Cups is upright, there is relationships. Exactly. You're in relationships. Okay, that's what it's based on. The 10 of Wands is upright because you have burdens, right? Because things are not going your way, things are not going as planned. You want things to be happening, everything, because it's time consuming, you're on a time frame, you want things to happen in a lickety split, okay? That's how I'm trying to say it. Now, what's happening between this Wheel of Fortune? The 6 of Swords is upright, so there's movement here. 9 of Swords here is there's no trauma, okay? But the 7 of Pentacles is upright, there's vision. Because you're focusing on your career, right? You're focusing on things are going as planned. That's the way it goes. When you have movement, things are going as way. You're moving along the process. You're moving about how things are going to be in that way, right? You think, okay, well, everything will be fine. That's how it is. Because you think that everything is like crystal clear. Everything is going your way, right? That's the way it goes. What's happening between this Queen of Wands? The Strength card is upright because you want strength as in bravery. The Judgment reverse because you're not taking action. The 5 of Cups reverse, there's no grief. The Emperor is upright because you want structure. Yeah, because you have structure. You have things to be going as planned, and you think that, okay, well, this is the way I need to do. I need to conceive. I can do whatever I want, and that's the way it needs to be. So let me see what are the oracle cards are going to say here. So we know it's basically empathy. I understand that. But let's see what's going on between the situation here. So let me read you one card. So you have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Exactly. You have change here. What's in the middle here? Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. You know, that's the way it goes, right? Because when you have perseverance, when you have things going that way, that's the way it goes. What's happening on the right side? Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. You know, that's the way it goes, right? Because you're using your gut feeling, you're using about how it is in the way of how it goes, right? So this could be a short-term or long-term relationship beyond that point. What's happening between change? Let me clarify. So you have gratitude. Well, that's a good card. And you have service. Yeah. So gratitude means I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. You know, that's the way it goes. That's where it stands. The service means I feel good when I can help others. You know, that's the way it goes, because you need to show some respect, right? Show some desire about how it is. What's happening between this perseverance? So you're using your imagination, obviously, yes. And you're using patience. Exactly. So using your imagination, it says, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Yeah, because you're using your imagination, right? That's the way it goes, right? That's the way of how, in theory, this is. Patience is, or accept that everything happens in divine order. Yeah, because you're waiting, you know. When you're having patience, you're waiting, right? If you're feeling impatient, you want things to happen now, right? Right away. That's the way it goes. What's happening in this decision? So you have envy, okay, and you have humor. Okay, so basically what it means is that envy, I'm the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Yes, it is. That's what happens, right? That's the way it goes, right? And humor, it means I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Yeah, so you have humor, right? Because you basically start to laugh and enjoy that and whatever it is. So, you know, things are going as planned because you're going through that, right? You're going through that stage because things will go as they want in that perfect moment, right? In that perfectly well set up stage of how it is, right? So you have to do that. Now, what's going on the left side? What's happening in the middle? What's happening on the right? And let's see on the left side, the web weaver. Synchronicity, divine intelligence, causing effect. Yeah, so this could be a causing effect of emotions or how you're feeling in one way or another. It could be where you're feeling like how everything is all, you know, finicky, and it was in the long-term relationship, but it's based on that. It's based on how you can understand that in that diagram. You know, that's how it is, right? What's in the middle? The sacred union. Partnership, romance. Yeah, so this could be a partnership or a romance situation. When you have partnership, you know you're getting along, you need to do that as long as it needs to be, right? So if you're feeling like you're in a long relationship, go ahead, understand that. Because you have to trust your own gut feeling. You have to believe that in order to do that as a wonderful, significant way, right? So you have to pay attention to that. And what's on the right side? You have the chess queen. Trust and strategizing. Yeah, because you need to figure out your own strategy and you need to have trust, because you have to have the ability to understand about having trust, having that way of saying, okay, well, I know what to do, you know. And when you have strategy, you have to pay attention and you have to do what you can to focus on that. Focus about how you can do that in, you know, multiple ways of how you can do it, right? That's how you understand that, right? So that's how it seems to be. So we got everything kind of covered in that way, in this way of how this basically long-term relationship feels, right, in this whole entire tarot reading. But that's how it is, right? So that's how it seems to be for now. Let's see what's happening. So let's see. So on the left side we have the Eight of Earth is skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic, going back to school. Yeah, because you could be learning about something. You could be learning about how everything is going to be in a certain topic, of how things are going to be in a significant way. So you could be dealing with either Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus as an earth sign, as zodiac sign. And that's what it seems to be, okay? What's happening in the middle? The Six of Fire. Victory. Good news is on its way. Public recognition or rewards. Yeah, so you could be feeling like you're being recognized, like as in, public recognized situation. That's the way it kind of is in that format. Because the way of how this is, you have to do what you can. Be honest with yourself, and that's how it is, right? That's the way it seems to be. So you could be dealing with another Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius as fire sign. And last but not least, on the right side, Ten of Air is the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. It could be that, right? Because you're covering about if you're having an addiction or whatever it is, you're recovering about how you're feeling, how you can do that, embrace about opportunities, because that's the way it goes. And you think that, well, this is the way it is going to do, and this is how it needs to be. So you need to focus on that. You have to focus on what's right instead of what's wrong, and that's how it seems to be. So you could be doing it in their Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius as an air sign. So that's how it seems to be, okay? So that's how it goes. And that's how it is. Oh, I'll be doing dice. That's what I would say now. So dice could be your numerology as your houses that you have. I'll put them in the description box below, just to let you all know. But that's how it seems to be, in that way. So let's see. So you have a 5, a 4, 1, and 3. So it does mean that you could be your first house, your third house, your fourth house, and your fifth house. That's how it is. Month could be January, March, April, and May as the months. Okay, that's the way it goes. Numerology, it could be where you're being 7 years old, 6 years old, 9 years old, 11, well, I'm not going to say 11, but you have 13. 13 as the numerology as it goes. That's the way it seems to be. So, that's the way it is. And I'm going to redo an Enchanted Mapp because you want to hear my beautiful voice as it seems to be. That's how it kind of feels like. let's see what's happening. Alright, so here we go. So number 46, coming apart. Ooh, this is a good one too. Let's see. Alright, so apart for, and it says, now is the time. Alright, so here we go. The coming apart card is a sign to put an end to what is no longer working for you. Has a commitment been broken? Perhaps you need to break a promise or change course because you took on more than you could handle. This is a perfect time to reassess your goals and values. Are your actions in alignment with what you believe in? Have you created a partnership that is not mutually beneficial? Celebration, dissolution, and dispersion are all in focus now. If someone wishes to break away from you, don't chase the relationship out of a sense of fear. The price you will pay will not be worth the price. Separation brings good fortune. So, it could be where you're feeling like you're going to be separated or whatever it is, because you're thinking like, well, the long relationship is not going to be working out, or I can't do it anymore, whatever it is. But you need to be who you are, because you need to act like that, right? If you're acting like to be a 3-year-old and acting to be like more than like a 30-year-old or whatever it is, and you want things to happen your way and whatever it is, and you're asking and you shall receive and everything else that you want, well, because you need to do things on your own, or you need to be how you can motivate yourself, whatever it is. But you have to believe, you have to give it time, you have to do what you can, because you have to own it up. You have to do what you're told to do. So before I let you go, pay attention about how you're feeling, how you can do it, how you can express your feelings on what you're going to be doing, and that's the way it needs to be. You have to express your feelings, express about what you want, what you need, what you do, and that's the way it seems to be, because there is a silver lining for everything, right? And I always say this, is there is a silver lining in every relationship, between a long term and a short term. That's the way it goes. But I hope you all like this video. Please give it a like, please give a comment, and enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye for now. Really, and thank you. Bye.